What's up, guys? lowlifespider and MillerGirl15 here.
Hello.
And it is March 2017, and we are here to show you the free games that you can get with PlayStation Plus account.
We've got 5.
Yeah, there's 6 games this month, but one of them I couldn't capture. It's a Vita game. We'll get to that later. The first game is Under Night in Birth EXE Late, and it is available on the PlayStation 3.
It's a fighting game.
It is. It's a 2D visual novel / fighting game that was originally an arcade game released by Sega in Japan.
Oh, what a shocker.
It's kind of like Persona, I guess, like one of those fighting games where you have a bunch of like meters at the bottom that you can fill up, and once you fill it up, you get a special boost or a special attack.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I feel like that's the premise behind every fighting game.
Yeah, I suppose.
The special
like Mortal
build-up.
Kombat has stuff at the bottom now that you can build up and do special attacks.
If you like fighting games, here you go.
Yeah. It's an updated version of the arcade game, like I said. It includes some characters that weren't originally in the arcade version, and it also includes 2 guest characters from 2 other 2D fighting games, Eltnum from Melty Blood and Akatsuki from Akatsuki Blitzkampf.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, it's I've never played either of those, but that's what I found out about it. Up next is Earth Defense Force 2025, and it is available on the PlayStation 3.
Your worst nightmare has come true, and the giant bugs have returned for revenge.
They have returned. It's been 8 years since the last Ravager was defeated in Arizona, and all of a sudden giant insect creatures start emerging again. That means ants, spiders, bees. I guess later on in the game there's UFOs and giant mechanical things and dragons, but I didn't get that far. It's a third-person shooter and a direct sequel to Earth Defense Force 2017.
The bugs have attacked. They're coming this year. Prepare yourselves.
Yeah, I didn't realize that game was already like set in this year. So prepare yourself. The giant bugs are coming.
We're getting
Take
so
cover.
old that it's starting to predict the future. All the games
Yeah.
are starting to predict the future.
You play as an EDF soldier and can choose from one of 4 classes. The Ranger, he's basically your grunt. He's just got a machine gun and a bazooka. You can unlock weapons for all the characters later on, but that's basically what you start off with. The Air Raider, you're able to call in vehicles and airstrikes. The Fencer, which is like the mech from Fallout, like the armor, the Brotherhood, that's what they're
It's
called.
super big.
Yeah, and then the Wing Diver, you're able to fly and use high-tech weaponry.
I think they look like a bug.
Yeah, I can see that. They kind of got mechanical wings.
Do you know there's DLC for this?
No, there is, but...
You get a magnifying glass to kill the bugs later.
Just helicopter flies in with a giant magnifying glass and you zap everything.
Yeah, it works great. Everything burns and dies.
Up next is LUMO, and it is available on the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4.
It's a cute little game. It kind of caught me off guard with the ending rooms. It's kind of, you could go anywhere.
Yeah, you can easily get lost in this game, and like the title says, getting lost isn't bad, it's an adventure or something like that.
It's an adventure!
It's an isometric platforming game in which you solve puzzles across 400 different rooms, and I guess there's a lot of like hidden rooms, like you can jump over some of the walls that you wouldn't think that you'd be able to.
You literally can go anywhere.
Yeah, and then like there's hidden puzzles where you like push books in on a shelf and it opens up in a room.
Secret rooms.
Yeah, there's just a lot that you can do. There's even a lot of video game references within it. My favorite is when you find your first orb. It's like an agility orb from Crackdown. So you find it and then you collect it and you can jump after that. It's like literally like an agility orb from Crackdown.
Never played.
There's like hundreds of Crackdown agility orbs in the first game, and each one you collect makes you jump a little bit higher or makes you run a little bit faster and stuff like that. So that's kind of where that comes from. There's 2 modes to choose from. Adventure, it basically means that you have infinite lives. You can respawn as you wish and save wherever you want. And then there's old school mode in which you only have a set amount of lives and you can't save.
So there's badass mode, and then there's like, I want to see the whole game.
Right. Up next is Disc Jam, and it is available on the PlayStation 4.
It's a multiplayer game, so all you people that like to play with other people on the internet, this is for you.
It's multiplayer only except for the tutorials. So if you aren't a big fan of multiplayer games like I am.
I hate them.
I'm not a fan of them. I like single player stories and stuff like that. This game might be for you. It's like Tron's disc battle, except there's only one disc, and you try to score on your opponent by getting the disc past them and into their goal zone. So it's basically like
It's tennis.
Tennis or a glorified game of air hockey, basically.
Sure.
Where like the paddle is your player. You have 4 characters to choose from, and you can play in singles or doubles play. I couldn't actually get into any doubles matches. I don't think there were people playing it because this game just came out. So I'm not exactly sure if it just was I couldn't find a game or what, but I'm sure it's a lot of fun.
It's challenging in the sense there's a lot of, like, every time you see him bend the disc and everything, it's a lot of directional timing things. So if you're not very good at that, you'll definitely rage at this game. I know Paul did quite a bit.
Yes, I did. Basically, like, as soon as your character catches the disc, you can hit a button right away and you'll get a perfect, and it'll, like, launch it so that you get that purple glow around it, and it's basically almost kind of guaranteed to go in.
It's extra force. It goes faster.
Right.
And each player has different
slides,
different ways that they play. It's all the same move.
There's a ninja girl that slides, but she like jumps,
She
and
hops.
it's not so much a slide. And I played as her first, and I was not a fan of her. And last but not least, we have Tearaway Unfolded, and is available on the PlayStation 4.
I think this is probably the best game in the whole batch.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's basically a remake of Tearaway. It was on the PlayStation Vita at first, but since the Vita has like touch controls and there's a back pad that you're supposed to like stick your finger on.
You diddle it.
Yeah. And when you do that in the Vita game, your finger like pops up through the floor in the game. Basically what they did is they remade it and expanded it so that it works with the light of the PlayStation 4 controller. So anytime you see that triangle come up on screen, that's like me moving the controller in directions to get rid of the scrap paper on the screen.
It looks like newsprint.
That's the scrap paper.
Yeah.
All the enemies are made out of it and stuff like that.
They're terrorizing the paper people.
Right. It's made by the same people that made Little Big Planet, so that's kind of cool.
I was
as well.
definitely getting that vibe, and I was definitely going to bring that up.
Which means that there's a lot of customization involved too. You can create your like own character in a way. You can choose from a male or a female.
A mail-in?
A male or a female, and they're actually I think the male's name is named Iota, and then the female's name is reverse of that, so a toy or something like that.
Okay.
You're supposed to be like a messenger from another world, from this world. They actually mentioned the player in the game, so it's kind of like a little bit breaking the fourth wall. You can use the touchpad to draw things like on cutting board, those green cutting boards that you can buy, which can be used in the game, such as creating a crown for the Squirrel King or drawing wings for butterflies. So it tells you to draw like a right wing for a butterfly, and then it'll create wings based off of what you drew.
It's so cute.
It is. You can customize your character, like I said, as well, and I'm actually running around as Kratos, or what I'm supposed to be Kratos.
Your Lady Kratos.
Right. And my favorite thing about this game is that when you find characters or objects that are pure white in the game, you can take a picture of them and it will unlock a link to a website where you can download instructions to make that character. So you print out this piece of paper that you see, and then you cut it out and fold it, and you can create a little squirrel.
You can have your own little origami game.
Right. Anyways, those are the 5 free games that you can get. There is a 6th game called Severed. It is available on the PlayStation Vita. It's made by the same people that made Guacamelee. So I haven't actually played that, but I really want to. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that you should probably download it if you have a Vita.
Ditto.
And that's it for this month. As always, see you next month.
Bye.